Hello, everyone, and welcome to Real Madrid Hub. I am your host, Eric Rivera, and this is, of course, your spot on YouTube for all things Real Madrid news. Well, tomorrow is a big day. It is a very important game for Real Madrid as we face off against Atalanta in Bergamo, Italy, for the UEFA Champions League. It will be the first leg of a two-leg tie in the round of 16. So one of the things that came up, and this is an article from Marca, was actually talking about the fact that tomorrow, that game actually marks 100 or the 100th anniversary, in a sense, of Real Madrid's, I guess you would say, of how many times they've played in the knockout stages. They have essentially reached 100 games in the knockout stages, something that no other club in the world could say, that they've had 100 games in the knockout stages of the UEFA Champions League. However, that milestone, as the title says, that milestone is a little bit poisoned or, cursed in a way, because we are, of course, as you all know, we are going into this game with a lot of injuries, including, of course, the ones that we already know, which are Sergio Ramos, Carvajal, Rodrigo, Fede Valverde, who are all very important players. But probably the biggest of all in this case would be Karim Benzema, considering that we need to score goals against a team that likes to score goals, and our star striker at this point is not available. The second star striker, or the second person with the most goals on Real Madrid, is actually Casemiro, who will be available. But once again, he's a defensive midfielder, so we will most likely have to rely on set pieces and the solidity of our midfield trio, which are Modric, Kroos, and Casemiro. So Gasperini, though, which is the coach of Gianpiero Gasperini, who is the coach of Atalanta, came out today and said a couple different things, obviously saying that he actually said that Atalanta was not going to play any differently, that they are going to go on the all-out offensive, which is the way they usually like to play. Something that's actually pretty beneficial for Real Madrid, considering that I feel like our defense and our midfield are pretty solid at being able to stop their attack. However, the strategy on our end has to be to at least come away, hopefully, with a goal, an away goal, and keep them from scoring against us. So he says in his interview, it's 2 games. We don't know what the ideal scoreline can be. But we're going to be playing against a team that is very concentrated, and that they know that they're playing against one of the most important teams in the world. He says that it's one of the most important teams for him as a coach, because of the prestige of the rival. He says, he's faced City, he's faced Liverpool, but Real Madrid is obviously a step above. And then he says, he says that they know that they're not favorites, so in a lot of ways they can come out and play very well, and they can play sort of free of pressure, because the pressure is really more so on Madrid than it is on them, since they're not expected to go through. So that's kind of bad news for Real Madrid. And but they do say that no, that they asked about Madrid being weak. He said that no, in the Champions League, Madrid always finds a way to win. They demonstrated it when they played Inter, even though they have a lot of even though we have a lot of injuries. He says that the team still finds a way to win, which is very, very which is something that is worth a lot of merit, and that we can't believe in ourselves too much, or be too arrogant facing Real Madrid, even though they have a lot of injuries. And then he goes at the end, which is something funny that I kind of like, which is Zidane. He's saying that he would be a little bit more concerned if Zidane was playing tomorrow, but luckily Zidane is on the bench. That he was training the youth at Juve, and when Zidane was there, and that he would just stay and watch Zidane playing, because he said football is in his DNA, and he's one of the best he's ever seen. Zidane is obviously very talented, and that piggybacks off the news that you guys heard from my good friend Jota Real Madrid, who spoke about this morning that there is rumors that Zidane may not be gone at the end of the season, and Real Madrid seems to be invested in keeping him as part of the team because, regardless of us having injuries, it's starting to seem like he's being able to turn things around. So who knows? But that's what the news I have for now. Tomorrow is a big game. Real Madrid, let's go. Let's do it. We have 100% faith in this team, and I think we're going to get either the 3 points or we're going to come away with an away goal, an away goal that's going to be beneficial to us in the end. So thank you very much for listening. Remember to subscribe to my podcast, which is Y Nada Más Podcast, and also subscribe here at Real Madrid Hub. We'll talk again soon.